Autophagy, the state the body enters after 24 hours of fasting, literally means self-devouring, flesh, weak, like fine young cannibals, drives me crazy and I can't help myself. If the heart cannot have what the heart wants, the body will eat itself. Love lost hurts and triggers a devouring of self. If the heart cannot have what the heart wants, the body will eat itself. Weight loss, less than 12 days, equaling a pound of flesh multiplied by 12. If the heart cannot have what the heart wants, the body will eat itself. I hunger for you to the point of losing my appetite. If the heart cannot have what the heart wants, the body will eat itself. Stomach, butterflies humming, bird without saxophone, wings without hot sauce. If the heart cannot have what the heart wants, the body will eat itself. Starvation, my desire, the will to eat, left me after you left. If the heart cannot have what the heart wants, heartbreak will consume me. My second poem is Therapy. Disclaimer, this is a work of poetic license. Any resemblance to actual therapists, living or dead, or actual therapy events is purely coincidental. The coronavirus saved me, the pain of a difficult breakup. It's never easy ending a relationship with your barber or your therapist. My therapist meant well when he told me relapse is the rule, not the exception. But I really didn't like the sound of that inherent bleakness within a statement that doesn't allow wiggle any sort of room for sobriety to be the rule. Even if there is truth to it, because you know what they say about truth hits hard, and I have a low tolerance for pain. So, truthfully, it hurts to say this. I had a relapse into pettiness and clapped back at my therapist by way of snappy comeback, by not putting some respect on the name therapist, by asking the low blow question: did you know the plus rapist equals therapist? My therapist diagnosed me with PAD, passive aggressive disorder. But me indirectly lashing out doesn't change the fact it's etymologically true. Therapist on a whole is better than its parts. Part of this poem chooses to digress into the ingredients list of commercially sold creamy peanut butter, roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil, cottonseed, soybean, and rapeseed oil. Rapeseed. Sounds like it has the ingredients to be the title of a 1972 Donald Goines novel that tells the story of a man born to a sex worker. Why is part of this poem all about my therapist analyzing commercially sold creamy peanut butter? Commercially sold creamy peanut butter needs to find a home in another part of a different poem, because this poem is about taking it one day at a time for the 365th day in a row, or minute by minute for 525,600 minutes. This poem is measured in the love of a parent cutting the crust off triangular PB&J sandwiches. This poem is a superhero origin story remix. A kid gets bit by the outer edge of a radioactive slice of bread, and now the crust has become the best part of the sandwich. Why is part of this poem all about my therapist analyzing sandwich preparation? I guess I digressed. It's a problem I want to discuss with my therapist, diagnosed me with PAD. Poet always digressing. I can't stay on topic. I want to ask my therapist another question. I am asking for a friend, hypothetically. If, as a small child, an adult in therapy saw his mom raped while laying, or is it lying, I digress. If the hypothetical child was there beside her on the naked blue mattress while the red Afro man with no clothes on pounded in between her legs as sweat dripped off his light enough to pass skin and dropped onto her uncovered milk chocolate nakedness as he repeated over and over, "Don't look, don't look." And the hypothetical child, like all hypothetical children or Lot's wife, couldn't help but to look if, speaking hypothetically, a friend wants to talk with my therapist about this. How would they? Never mind. I feel as if that was a major digression, a relapse, if you will, but time for recovery, a return to the topic, therapy, a return to my therapist, because my friend needs therapy. Therapy for pettiness and digression, therapy for roundabout revelation, therapy for relapse. Because you know what they say, relapse is the word that starts with R, has AP in the middle, and then ends with an E. I think this next poem is going to be Enuresis. If at any point in a dream, while arguing with your alien abductors, you tell them for the third time, "I don't pee in outer space," yet they pull the mothership over and force you to go stand behind an asteroid and urinate anyway. If all those things happen while you're asleep, wake up immediately and go to the bathroom, unless you're trapped at a summer camp in upstate New York, which prides itself on being a throwback to an earlier era of no electricity. And every night, right before bedtime, the adult counselors light a huge campfire and tell the kids about Cropsy, a crazed man who murdered his entire family, including his children, and escaped to these very woods around us right now. He is out there in the Camp Crystal Lake night, surrounding the cabin where I slept, surrounding the outhouse outside the cabin, which required walking the length of a green mile in pitch black darkness. Mm-mm. Better to piss your underpants yet again and live to see tomorrow, where you will be put on full display, alone, publicly shamed and ridiculed in front of the entire compound, standing in front of your wet bedding as it air dries out. The moral of the bedtime story is this: life is but a dream or a nightmare on Elm Street sometimes. It's not always a wonderful life. You will be an unhappy camper, yet we will still be alive, albeit wet and teary eyed, but alive. And that somehow must be sufficient for now. I'm going to finish one last piece here. Yeah, doing good on time. So my last poem I'm going to do, this is a poem that was published in the last anthology of Newtown Literary. So, like at the early onset of the pandemic, I don't know what happened. It just happened kind of just organically, but I was working on something in one room and the joy of painting was on in another room. So even though I couldn't see it, I was just hearing Bob Ross talk, and I just started writing down the things he was saying. And for the course of 30 days, I just continued that. And then I wrote a cento. So this is entitled Quarantine Cento, the joy of listening to Bob Ross for 30 days painting. This canvas is your world. You can do whatever we want. When you have this much power, you have to start making some big, tremendous decisions. No pressure. Just sort of let your imagination go. Imagination can take you anywhere. Just believe in yourself. You'll be amazed. Add water. What the heck? Beat the brush. Nothing gives me more pleasure than beating the brush. Some people have no desire to paint. They just buy a brush so they can beat it. That's our secret, a big old crazy brush. You don't have to be crazy to do this, but it helps. Half crazy. That's what it takes to do this. Think about how you want it to flow and off you go. It's like putting snow on a mountain. No pressure, just tap gently. Save the pressure for later. Pay attention to nature. Let the brush wiggle and jiggle. Just want to warm it up. Don't want to set it on fire. It's very easy to set it on fire. Why not? We don't make mistakes. Happy accidents. No big deal. Let's get crazy. Layers of color, lavender, reds and golds, shining sparkle, dark sienna, different pigments. Play around until you find what you're looking for. Follow the lay of the land just like so. Wet, slick, and ready to go. Let's have some fun. Don't let a mountain scare you. This is your bravery test. No pressure. We'll come back and get it. I know you get tired of hearing it, but it's the single most important thing, one of the golden rules. Patience. Paint it mentally. Have a general idea. Okay, now look at that. Son of a gun. That's a nice one. I still get excited every time I see it. There's a lot of things happening. I need a little tree. Absolutely. Gorgeous. The trees have character. I don't want all my trees to grow up to be telephone poles. Don't be afraid of these mountains. Mix them together. Sap green, yellow, Prussian blue. Beautiful, beautiful blue. Be careful. That rascal sneaky boy. Blue will eat up all the crimson. It'll wreck your whole world. Don't worry about it. Form, shape. That's a little more difficult to do, but it's a lot more fun. Fantastic. Grab it and just pull it straight down. Lift upward, cut across, amazing angles, any way that you want. A little titanium white, a little sky, a little Van Dyke brown, a little soil, a whole truth. This is your tree. Very simple, very individual. Just let it glide. Paint thinner. That's what makes it glide. Creative freedom. People have been forced to do right-handed things all their life. Come right back in here. We don't care. Somewhere, wherever, whatever. You want to do anything that works is totally up to you. Cutest little devil. I make up words. We want it to look natural. It helps to make up little stories. The illusion of depth, distance. What we see, I keep saying over and over. Don't pay any attention to it. What we feel makes it all worthwhile. Let's sign this. Wild creatures should be wild. That's all there is to it. Thank you. Well, I see. Do I have time for us to kind of squeeze one more short one in here? Okay. So I was debating whether or not to do this. I actually, no, man, I hate to end on this one. I wanted to start with this piece here because this was my angry piece, and I wanted to end with the joy piece. Well, let's see. Let's just give it a shot. So this is tentatively titled, I don't give a what the fuck. I don't give a what the fuck. If these fuckers fucking kill me, fuck that hashtag shit. Fuck putting rage on the page. Put a fucking brick through the motherfucking window of Macy's in Herald Square. And don't dare take a damn thing, lest they confuse the fuse my murder has lit with looting. When the shooting starts, shoot back. Fuck that peaceful protest shit. Bring out the fire hoses and the German shepherds and the nightsticks. Storm the Capitol at Fox News and tell those fuckaroos to keep my motherfucking name out their unfucking believably lying ass mouths. If those fucking fuckers fucking insinuate or imply that I'm dead because I made myself get killed, fuck shit up. Fuck shit up. Fuck shit up until you work up an appetite. Then go sit in a diner where you're not welcome and order a Hank Aaron Grand Slam. 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 strips of bacon, 2 sausage links, and 2 eggs. Serve sunny side up with a side order of hypertension. And tell the short order cook in short order, if you spit in my food, I'm going to tongue kiss you in the mouth. Thank you.